All right, we are live.
Yes, 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 yes. Good to see you.
Hi, Thabisa. Hi, everyone.
Hey, hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. So happy to be here. We made it this day. We've been waiting for this day for quite some time. And we've been stomping, pushing, and just, trying to get everything together for you all. So we won't waste any time. We'll get right into it. Um, yeah, so welcome everyone to our evening of storytelling and song titled In Our Words. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us tonight, and we hope that you are coming with an open mind and a heart full of embrace and just bringing us your joy. We want to feel your joy through these lenses and interwebs. So, yeah, this is a special night for us. First, let me introduce myself. For those who don't know me, I'm going to be your co-host tonight. My name is Thabisa Rich. I am a singer, a songwriter, founder of Rich Arts Collective, and an all-around creative, yeah, and a sitting board member here at City Folk. And yeah, I feel like I wanted to, you know, share a little bit about what I do with my music as well, just a tiny bit. When my music is written in Xhosa and it's I'm from South Africa, so I'm hoping tonight as a guest artist, I will be bringing a little bit of that here tonight. So yeah, but before I can go on and on, because I can go on and on about me all night long. Let me just go on and introduce my co-host. I have I'm with Shelly McKinnon. She is a City Folk board member, a mother, co-owner of Elm City Homes LLC, with an extensive background in child development and education. Shelley is passionate about connecting with students through education and the arts. So welcome, Shelley. Good to see you.
Thank you, Thabisa. It's great to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. But before we go on ahead, I would love to firstly acknowledge the land on which we operate and present on. It is a part of the ancient homeland and traditional territories of the Hamanisit, Pagaset, Quinnipiac, and Wapinja people. We pay respect to all of their past, present, and futures, and strive to hold space and value the perspectives that these nations share regarding their history, culture, and traditions. And from that perspective, we also strive to be more conscious and focused stewards of this unceded land of the emergent, and the emergent moment in which we are all now residing on this critical clock of climate change. Let's take a moment and really dissect and just digest rather this acknowledgement of the land. All right. Thank you so much for that moment of silence. Um, well, thank you everyone again for being here. Let me just do something here a little bit. Okay, here we go. We're still getting used to these technologies. My phone is going off quite a lot, I see. Now, just a little bit as we move forward. Let me just introduce to you a little bit who City Folk is, or a little bit about City Folk. City Folk engages, entertains, and inspires through diverse folk music while helping to foster a socially just and environmentally sustainable community. We provide performance opportunities for emerging and most established artists, support the development of new work, provide educational programming, pay tribute to individuals who have made distinctive or significant contributions to our musical and environmental culture, and recognize those who have contributed to the betterment of our community. This is our first presentation of the year, and so pleased that we are able to feature these talented students as well as some of our favorites and established artists. We are so honored to be in collaboration with ACES, ECA, Educational Center for the Arts, and our professional musicians. These professional musicians are our esteemed and our esteemed ECA educators. Um, I'm happy that they could make it today. We're honored that they could be, excuse me, we are honored that they could be here with us and share their talents. And yeah, so if anybody is out here, please feel free to type on a hello, and feel free to say hi to us as the host, and as well as say hi to people that will be coming on and supporting these young us young students. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you ECA educators, Amy LaChance Chrisman, who is the chair of the music department, as well as Sol Fanisa. I hope I said that right, Shirley. Do you think I said that right?
Hey, Fussiner.
Fanisa. Sorry, Fasina. Excuse me.
Or Fussiner.
So Fasina,
We
chair
both
of the
got it
music
wrong. Sorry,
directing
Saul.
department. Yeah. So I would like Shirley to introduce what's going to be happening next.
So we're actually going to take it to Amy, who I think is going to tell us a little bit about the ECA, the ACES ECA music department. So we'll go ahead and let Amy's video take it away from there.
Good evening. My name is Amy LaChance Chrisman, and I am the chair of the music department at the ACES Educational Center for the Arts in New Haven, Connecticut. It is my honor to introduce 3 ECA music students who will share work with you this evening. I want to begin by thanking Connecticut folk for supporting, encouraging, and providing a platform for our young artists to share work. And I want to thank each of you for being here this evening to celebrate them with us. ECA is one of 3 magnet schools operated by ACES. ACES is one of 4 Connecticut regional educational cooperative services agencies in Connecticut. ACES serves students and families in the southern region of the state through open and magnet school programs, vocational and adult programs, minority teacher recruitment initiatives, behavior services for individuals on the autism spectrum, occupational and physical therapy, professional development, and technology services. ECA, as one of these 3 magnet schools, is a part-time inter-district magnet high school for the fine and performing arts. Our students attend their district school in the morning and then travel to New Haven to our beautiful arts district on Audubon Street to attend classes from 1 to 4 Mondays through Thursdays. Students come from over 27 school districts to study music, theater, creative writing, dance, and visual art. They sacrifice a lot to come to us every day, and every day their work shows how committed they are to the development of their skills and their musicianship, their artistic voice. They work alongside faculty who are practicing professional artists in their fields, immersed in a diverse community who connect through their shared passion for the arts. At ECA, we believe in the capacity of the human spirit to wonder, to transform, to connect, and to create. Each day you see students collaborating within classes as well as beyond their formal studies. They form connections here that last for their lifetimes as they explore new styles, challenge themselves to develop new skills, learn from each other, and develop their artistic voice. You will hear original works this evening by 3 ECA Music Department seniors, Ryan Shea, Karina Montesi, and May Valerio. All 3 are singer-songwriters whose work has been shared at ECA as well as in our broader community. You can find their songs already on Spotify and SoundCloud. I am sure you will continue to hear their music in the coming years as each of them plans to pursue music in college. They're excited to share more with you in the talkback after the performances this evening and are happy to answer questions you may have about their music. But we would love the music to speak for itself first and let you get to know them a bit through their performances. I want to thank these 3 students for sharing their work with you, and again, thank Connecticut Folk for providing this platform and supporting them in their work. Enjoy.
All right. Um, so I'm back. I'm Shelly McKinnon. Again, I'm your co-host for the evening. Thank you again, Thabisa, for welcoming everyone to tonight's program. I'm excited to be here and to share the many stories and songs that our artists have in store for you tonight. Thank you also to Amy for sharing that bit about the ACES ECA program. It's clearly an incredible program, and it's awesome what all of you do. And thank you for setting the stage for the three music students that are joining us here tonight. Up first, we will have ECA's music student, or ECA music student. And then following his performance, we will then hear a bit from ECA's creative writing director, Saul Fussener, about the stories that they will be sharing tonight. With that, I am thrilled to introduce our first performer of the evening. This video features a song called On and Off, written and performed by the very talented ECA student Ryan Shea, whose catchy lyrics, his spirited vocals, and his guitar skills are definitely going to have you dancing in your seat or up. Enjoy.
Cure my pain. I lay down and I go insane, trying to get it off my eyes, burn my skin and wipe my mind. Like my life was put on hold, I still haven't seen anything. Need to relax before my time comes. I'm sick of you and everyone, but I contradict myself. I'm just like everybody else.
Wow.
Excellent, excellent.
So good. That sounds like a song I would just listen to in my own time. It really
Listen,
would.
I was already feeling like I could just kick back and just relax. And I remember that I was at work. And then I remembered that I was at work.
Great job, Ryan. That was wonderful. Next
Wonderful.
up is going to be a few words from Saul Fussener, who's going to introduce some of his storytellers tonight. Hi, Saul.
Hi. So I'm Saul Fusner. I'm the department chair in creative writing at the Educational Center for the Arts. And what I want to say about what you're going to see tonight is that at ECA in the writing department, there are a few classes where students really focus on personal storytelling, and those are the memoir and storytelling class and the personal essay class. So there's multiple methods by which students sometimes do personal storytelling as opposed to storytelling through characters in their fiction class, for instance, or in their screenwriting class. And in this evening selection, you will see a story from the storytelling class by freshman Liam Custenbotter called Puke and Popsicles. You'll see a story from the storytelling class by senior Eleanor Polak called Cousins Town Group. And then you'll see a personal essay by Leo Starr called
Uh-oh, it looks like we might have lost Saul there. He was cutting in and out a little bit,
Yes.
which is too bad. I know that he had a lot of wonderful things to say about the creative writing students. I can give him a second, but really, our first creative writing student on tonight is going to be Liam Freshman. And just to kind of full disclosure, it's a wonderful piece. It's so, so funny. There is a little bit of some colorful language in there. So if you're watching this with children or anybody, or he is a freshman.
Yeah, he's a freshman.
Yeah. So if you are concerned about that at all, I think it might be bleeped out, but that's just something to keep in mind. Oh, it looks like we have Saul back here now.
Good timing, Saul.
Hi, Saul. I was just I was sort of introducing Liam a little bit, but you might have more to say. You cut out there at the end.
It's muted.
Liam is a freshman. His sending school is Wilbur-Cross High School in New Haven, and he comes to ECA from there.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Wonderful.
Hello, my name is Liam Custenbotter, and I'll be telling the story Puke and Popsicles. I'd thrown up 5 times in the past 10 minutes, and surprisingly that wasn't the worst thing that happened to me that day. To find the worst thing, we have to go back to summer camp, where, as usual, I was being an ornery little shit about going on a hike. Because to be fair, what 8-year-old wants to go on a hike when I could be building wooden cars or whatever the we were doing? So, because I'm so upset about going on this hike, I'm kind of trailing behind the rest of the group, and I run to catch up at the worst of all possible times. When I run to catch up, there's one part of the trail that goes straight, and there's another part that breaks off and goes down. So as I'm running to catch up, one of my feet goes off down onto the part that goes downwards, and I fall. Boom! I hit the ground. And my vision is completely black, and when I open my eyes, it's like in the movie scene where your vision flashes in and out, and you can't tell what's happening, but all of the camp counselors are looking over little 8-year-old me. And I look down at my arm, and my arm is completely mangled. Oh, it's disgusting. It's like a macaroni noodle. It's so nasty. And one of the counselors comes over and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, that's definitely broken for sure." No shit, dude. Look at me. I don't think I could even get up right now. So this poor guy, he has to like carry me to the camp leader, where I sit in her office, icing my arm for like 10 or 20 minutes while I wait for my parents to get there. And eventually my parents do get there, and we drive to the hospital, and I'm in the waiting room for a little bit, and all I know is that from the one fleeting moment that I looked at my arm, I do not want to look at it again, because it is absolutely disgusting. And once we're in the hospital, eventually a doctor comes, and we go, and they put me up on a hospital bed, and the doctor's like, "All right, pal, let's have a look at that arm." Excuse me? Let's? I signed up for breaking my arm, not looking at it. You can do that. You're the professional here. You're the doctor. I don't want to do that. So after being convinced by an 8-year-old to hold up a towel so that I don't have to look at my arm, so he holds up a towel over my shoulder so I don't have to look at it, and he offers me the same great insight that the camp counselor did. "Oh yeah, dude, you're So after talking with the other doctors and the staff there, they decide that they need to like reset the bone now. And they ask my parents if they want to stay in the room for that. And I look over to my mom in my moment of peril. "Mother, you would stay in the room with me, wouldn't you?" She's having none of it. No, I wouldn't." So then I turn to my dad. "Father, surely you must." And my father, ever the hero, decides to stay in the room with me. And this is kind of nasty. When they're trying to reset the bone, you've got 2 bones in your forearm, and I broke both of them. So when they would put one back in place, the other would like pop out from where they had set it. Oh, it's so nasty. So when I wake up, I'm high as a kite. I look up, there's a wire on the ceiling. Turn to my dad. "Dad, why is there a snake on the ceiling?" He looks at me. "Liam, that's not a snake, that's a wire." "Oh, I see." And so then my mom eventually comes back in the room, and we're talking for a little bit. I've got my big bulky cast on, propped up on some pillows, and a nurse comes in carrying what my high little self remembers to be a silver platter. And she takes the lid off, and there's like a heap of popsicles all wrapped up. Now this is very exciting. I'm 8. This is big news. I get to eat popsicles, a worthy reward for breaking my arm. And I go reach for one, and she looks at me and she goes, No, you need to eat one without throwing up so that we know that you're ready to go home." And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds easy enough." So I go grab one, start unwrapping it, start eating it, get about a quarter of the way through. I throw up everywhere, all over the hospital bed. It's so nasty. My dad looks over, then he looks over at like the little throw up bags that they have in the hospital. He grabs a few, and then hands me another popsicle. Start eating it, get a little further this time, maybe like a third of the way. Throw up in the bag. This goes on for like 5 or 10 minutes, and at first it's funny. My dad's like, "Ah, my kid's throwing up." And my mom's like, "Ah, my kid's throwing up." And then eventually it kind of gets to, "My kid is still throwing up. When will he stop?" So eventually I get to one. This is the furthest I've ever gotten. Halfway finished with this popsicle. I'm like trying to hold in my throw up. And my dad looks at me, and he goes, Liam, give me the popsicle. Now, I'm shocked by this blatant rule breaking. She told me to eat the popsicle, not you. So at first I'm a little hesitant to give him the popsicle. And eventually he's like, okay, give me the popsicle. And he grabs it out of my hand, and he sticks the whole thing in his mouth. This is a huge power move. I could not stick the whole thing in my mouth and stomach it. And he sticks the whole thing in his mouth, and he takes the stick out, no popsicle left, just a stick. And he's like, okay, finally, let's go. It's like midnight. And as we're leaving the hospital, I'm kind of looking at my dad. I'm like, are they going to catch us? Are they going to know what you did? And luckily, we weren't stopped by the police. They didn't come and take us. And when we were leaving the hospital, I'm walking out with my big old cast like this. And I remember in that moment thinking how badass my dad was for eating that little half of a popsicle. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Wow. That was funny. Someone is muted. There we go.
There we go. Bravo to both Ryan and Liam. There, what a great start to tonight.
Absolutely.
I just saw that it looks like we have some YouTube comments. If you're interested in commenting on YouTube and being a part of the conversation, please feel free to join. But it looks like we might have some comments showing up. Oh yeah, that was great, Ryan. Yes. Yeah, I can see him there in the corner.
Clap there. Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm happy people are tuned in and are quite present with the storytelling and the music. We really appreciate you guys out there. Okay, keep that up. And if some of your friends aren't here, text them, tell them to support their friends. And because they're being brave, this is a brave space, and it's not easy to always show up in this kind of way. But they've decided that they'll do this. And I want you guys to know that this is not an easy thing to do. But once you do it, you feel really good about yourself and you feel like you've achieved something. And yes, you have, because it's such a brave thing. Oh, here's another comment from Christine Day.
Me either. I will not be able to eat popsicles. That is so funny. Liam is definitely a natural born comedian. So funny.
I think so too.
All right. So now I am so honored to introduce our next performers. The following two songs are both presented by Paula Boggs Band, a soulgrass group from Seattle. That was the first time I had heard of soulgrass. I think it's bluegrass combined with soul. Paula Boggs herself has lived such a rich and accomplished life. I wouldn't have enough time to be able to list all of her accomplishments, but I can tell you a little bit about her and the band. She is a musician and a founder of Boggs Media, LLC, as well as a TEDx speaker, writer, lawyer, Army veteran. She does it all. Paula Boggs Band has recorded 4 studio albums now. And their newest album was just released on the 1st, called Janice, and it has already been praised by the media for its deeply personal storytelling and enchanting musicianship. So tonight you will hear 2 of their songs. The first one, King Brewster, is actually from that most recent album, Janice, and it's very powerful. You'll really understand why the media has been praising that album immediately. And the next one is going to be called Edith's Coming Home. So now I am happy to present to you Paula Boggs Band. Enjoy.
King Brewster was my daddy, born in 1829 to a slave and a master. That's how things were done in Calvin, Alabama. No savior found to rescue King's mama from disaster. His
Confederate brother bequeath the pocket watch, as if that could compensate for all King Brewster lost. By the color of his skin and hum of cotton gin, no escape from breaking back, burning flesh, and being tracked down.
And the sun beats hot on King Brewster as his daddy cracks the whip like he was taught. No matter if he's kin, King's curse was black skin. Northern Cross, guide your pilgrim home. As soon as Lincoln said he could, King became a man. Signed up to vote, bought 80 acres of land. A needle in the haystack of colored men. Then Mr. Crow made all that in.
King once again was a second-hand man, 3/5 human, or so the judges said. It'd take another 100 years to see a second king. 50 years hence, the beat goes on.
And the sun beats hot on a land made by the native in the polyglot. We can't repave the past, may the future be recast.
Northern Cross, guide your pilgrims home. Northern Cross, guide your pilgrims home.
Northern Cross, guide your
pilgrims.
May she always wore the month of May. Now trapped in a sequin mind, she breathes September. Hudson breeze confronts the reaper squeeze, while Edith's children cry for her hello sapped up steady gaze, flickering lit seem days. Rocking chair, silver hair, right feet still. Ebony royalty flies to Frankie's moon. We can't know the master plan. Life's a string of one-night stands. All we know is Edith's coming home. Love can be a cruel and fickle friend. Their passion was neon light from Park to Broadway. Him and she, a pure obsession, need two lovers playing by only rules of the heart. Why did he flee so soon, leaving his kiss her wounds? Plowing on, she stayed strong, steady gaze. Day brings night.
Okay, that was I was grooving here. I was like, wait, what are we listening to? We're on folk music. We're on some jazz at the same time, and then we what?
I know.
What?
I know the two songs are so different, but both so powerful in different ways. The first one I'm sure we'll hopefully hear later from Paula about the song, but I know that the first one, King Brewster, is actually, I think it's actually about one of her ancestors who was enslaved and then later emancipated. So it's just extremely personal, very powerful. And then, yeah, that second one, Edith's Coming Home, like I think I could listen to that all day.
I'm telling you, I was like, I'm ready for a trip. I'm ready for spring break, and I'm gonna bring on Edith back home real quick. And then the drum session where the percussionist is like popping in there. I was like, you guys are trying to take me to the motherland. I see this. Okay, Paula, I see you. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on after that wonderful set by Paula Boggs band. We're gonna go on to one of the students from ECA, and these students are so talented, all of them. Like we've been just at all, like just couldn't believe that we were getting all this footage and all these stories and this music coming from kids. So I want to introduce to you all Karina Montesi, featuring Alisa Rinaldi. They'll be bringing their tunes, and you're going to be impressed. I'll tell you that again. So stay tuned. I told you to text your friends, to text your neighbors to come and watch this show right now. The song is called "Is This Still Love?" Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Karina Montesi. This is my song called Is This Still Love? And this is my friend Alyssa who's playing the cello. We held hands and kissed in the rain. Watched scary stories and I would scream. And every morning when I'd wake up you'd say, good morning beautiful, have a wonderful day. But now when I tell you that I love you, you don't hear me like you used to. We've drifted apart for now far too long. Is this still love? We've traveled the world but we're distant. We're miles apart on the couch ends. The house is away so freaking quiet. Is this still love? We tied the knot in early spring. Pledged our love to each other with wedding rings. But now it's like our love doesn't exist. I can't even get a welcome home kiss. 'Cause now when I tell you that I love you, you don't hear me like you used to. We've drifted apart for now far too long. Is this still love? We've traveled the world but we're distant. We're miles apart on the couch ends. The house is away so freaking quiet. Is this still love? But maybe we never fell into love. Maybe I was just surprised by it all. Fancy late dinners and new jewelry too. I was so blind that I couldn't see you. Maybe it was in my head all along. All those late dinners I guess were for show. I hope you're happy you got that new job. You used me, oh I was robbed. 'Cause now when I tell you that I love you, you don't hear me like you used to. We've drifted apart for now far too long. Is this Thank you.
Wow. I mean, I'm laughing, but I almost cried.
Woo!
The-
I need to breathe. Okay, I need to breathe because you can't just move on from that. You
no,
can't just move on.
I mean,
Let's
Karina
all
and
take a breath.
Alyssa.
Let's breathe in. Because I'm sure all of us had a tear or two or three, or just weeping because that was just so beautifully played, just so well articulated. It's just, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, I can't like stress enough just how beautiful that was. Incredible.
No, we've
Yeah.
traveled the world, but we're still distant. Actually, distant. Wow, the writing, just the way she or they put the words together, just to weaving them together into that music and the cello. Okay, I'm a sucker for music, and I'm a sucker for cello, for a cello. So and the bass. So that was the thing that was gonna get me weeping real fast, but I had to, keep my composure. Well done. Thank you so much, Karina
Yes.
Bessesi and Elisa Rinaldi. That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was moving. And I mean, really, I've been so moved tonight. Obviously, like Paula Boggs band, I
Oh,
mean, they are
mm,
professionals, incredible work.
mm,
But I've also been so moved tonight just by every performance we've seen and the dedication and the spirit that they're putting into their work. I'm
mm.
thinking back on my high school and I'm wondering like what was I doing with my life? Because it was not this. And I'm so impressed. I really, really am. All of you have been great tonight. I'm so excited about all of the other performances that we have to come.
That are still coming. People, don't go anywhere. And I will advise you to grab that tea, that hot drink, and put on your nice warm, take on your blanket and just be cozy, okay? Because we're not leaving just yet. There's still more to come. Okay, and it's still gonna be really, really hot in here. Beautiful,
There
beautiful.
is. We still have a lot more for you tonight. And I also just wanted to take just a moment just to mention that if after tonight's performances, if you're still itching for more music, you better believe we have a ton more for you this coming
Mm,
season.
mm,
Please check out the variety of upcoming events hosted by CT Folk. The next one we have is May 6th. We are partnering with the Old Church of Meriden to bring you an evening of music with three big headliners. And again, that's May 6th, and it's going to be at the First Congressional Church in Meriden.
mm.
And I think that everybody would enjoy that. We also, after that in June 21st, we're very excited to sort of deepen our engagement with the community and help coordinate this year's Make Music Day, New Haven. More information about that will be coming up on our website, ctfolk.org, and on our social media. So just stay tuned because that's going to be, a citywide event, and it's going to be very, very exciting to kind of coordinate and be a part of that. And then,
Absolutely,
of course, this year we
absolutely.
are also thrilled to be back live in person in Edgerton Park for the CT Folk Fest and Green Expo, which is not just a one, but it is a 2-day event on September 10th and 11th. So definitely make sure to mark your calendars for that. Invite everybody that you know. Again, that's September 10th and 11th,
Yep.
2 full days of awesome music. The Green Expo, we have a kids corner, we have vendors and all kinds of food. So make sure to show up for that. And again, all of these events are being posted on our social media pages and on ctfolk.org. And then also stay tuned for a ton of other programming. We have a lot going on in
Absolutely.
Connecticut this year.
Absolutely. And while you are here, while all of you are here, I know you love seeing programs like this. And this is creating these programs takes a lot, not just effort, but it takes a lot of, making sure that we create a space where we can pay artists that we bring onto here, that we bring to you, that you've never seen before. And these artists really work so hard to be able to put these videos together, to be able to get themselves together, just so that they can bring a finished product just for you guys. So I do want to encourage all of you. This is optional, and I know how much you love to support City Folk. And I would, for those who are able, please feel free to donate at City Folk. You can use Venmo. We're changing. We can use Venmos now. Okay. You're not gonna write us a check. You don't have to just write us a check. You can just go on your phone and go to Venmo at City Folk, and that's it. That's it. And PayPal, same name, at City Folk. That easy to find us. And yeah, please share the post, share this video as you are watching right this minute. We would love for these young people to be seen, doing the doing this wonderful job, doing this wonderful job. So I want you guys to please share the videos, and don't forget to subscribe as well. www.cityfolk.org. Go on there, write your email in there so you can get everything that we do. All these programs, you can catch them first. Be the early bird. And I want to also say thank you to Dan. This is not just happening on its own. Dan is our guy behind the curtain. Okay, please everybody give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Dan.
He did a fantastic job. He's still doing a fantastic job making sure that you are receiving us right now, right here, making sure that all these names you're seeing here are put on time, and these videos are played with great quality, and all of it. Okay, so thank you so much, Dan. We appreciate your effort for learn so fast and get on with it so quickly, just to make sure that we get this this show tonight to people. What else is happening, Shelly? I think there's more to come. I think there's a whole lot more coming up.
There is. Actually, this is the perfect opportunity, I think, to introduce our next video, which actually features my co-host tonight, Thabisa. I know that everybody knows Thabisa by now. She introduced herself, but I just want to go ahead and comment on the fact that she is just an incredibly powerful and dynamic performer. She's an activist, she's an entrepreneur, she's a mother, she does it all. And her music is a blend of African jazz, Afro pop, soul, and funk, and she really just has her own incredibly unique sound as well. Anytime I hear Thabisa's music, tonight, you'll see how you're just immediately captured by her energy, and she's just so fun to watch perform. I'm honored to co-host with you tonight, Thabisa, and work alongside you on the CT Folk Board of Directors. We're just so lucky to have you here in New Haven and have you here hosting and performing tonight. So her song is called, and she can correct me if I mispronounce this, her song is called Sindra Kane. And again, this is going to give you a taste of just how incredible her voice is and how fun it is just to see her perform live. So everybody enjoy.
Oh
my baby. Sukwenza ngathi hawumkhumbuli, sukwenza ngathi hawukodoli, sukwenza ngathi hawukhumbuli, sukwenza ngathi hawukodoli. Sandera kanne farumfa, sandera kanne hirani, sandera kanne farumfa, sandera kanne fungawa, sandera kanne farumfa, sandera kanne hirani, sandera kanne farumfa, sandera kanne fungawa. Sonder, vivanga vanga sanga sami, sonder, vivanga vanga 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 bo, sonder, farumfa sanga sami, sonder, vivanga vanga 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 bo, sonder, bang 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 bo, sonder. Sandera kanne farum far, sandera kanne hirani, sandera kanne farum far, sandera kanne mfuga, sandera kanne farum far, sandera kanne hirani, sandera kanne farum far, sandera kanne mfuga. Sonne, vivanga vanga sanga sami, sonne, vivanga ngapana ngapana ngapako, sonne, farum far sanga sami, sonne, bum 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 bum, yeah.
Woo! How could you not dance to that? I hope that I hope that people out there watching are actually up out of their seats dancing. That had me dreaming of summer. Like I
I'm still
need
grooving.
summer now.
I'm ready too. Okay,
Yeah.
I am ready. I'm ready. I need sunshine. I need sunshine. I'm tired of popping these vitamin D's. You know, I need the actual thing to uplift me. Okay,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that was that gave me a nice feel good feeling. I don't know about everybody else out there, but I hope you did. I hope you guys had a fun time listening to that track, Sendera Kane, Mfare. You know, so yeah.
I was actually wondering if just briefly, right before we move on to our next ECA student, if you might, be interested in telling us a little bit about what that song means or what inspired it, just so we have an idea of what it was
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this song is actually not that deep, okay? Like not at all. Like you said, like the feeling that you got that you were ready for summer. It's exactly just for that. It's a fun song. It's a vibrant song. It's a colorful song. That's just inviting good spirit, and it's a song that really just tells you in a sense the spirit that is Thabisa. My name means joy, and it's a song that's just meant to bring you that joy and just feed you that joy so you can move. So it means, I don't know if people know about Miriam Makeba, but there was one of her songs that was called Pata Pata, which was written in Xhosa, which is my native language, and Pata Pata means touch touch. So I chose to sing this song in both my native language, Xhosa, and another language from South Africa, which is Venda. And the chorus is in Venda, Shivenda, and it's so Sendera kind of means come close, and then Faram means touch. So it's maybe uh, for the big people, okay? Okay, so it's a fun song where it says, "Come here, come close, touch, let's dance together, let's have fun." So yeah, like I said, this is not a deep song. It's a feel good kind of song, summertime song. So yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna just
happy.
be like listening to that every day. Like it's so how appropriate that your name means joy too, because
Yes,
that's what your music really does elicit. It really makes you feel
right.
that.
And our tech guy here was letting us know too that he's had this song the whole day in his head. He couldn't get rid of it. So hopefully it'll have that effect on other people listening today
Yeah,
tonight.
I think I'm like still dancing over here to no music. So
Thank
all
you.
right. All right. Thank you again, Thabisa, and also thank you once more for co-hosting and also helping to put on this event. This has really been wonderful. And so next up, we have another ECA student, Eleanor Polak, who shares with us a story titled Cousins Town Group. Eleanor is a gifted performer. You're going to see she will have you laughing and reflecting on your childhood memories. And she goes into the dichotomy between a person's family life and how they interact with the rest of the world. And it's really great stuff. So enjoy.
Hi, my name is Eleanor Polak, and this is my story, Cousins Town Group. I'm 6 years old, and I am a cult leader. I'm 6 years old, and I have a little sister named Florence who's 4 years old, and she has these golden curls that make everyone around us think that she's some sort of angel, when in reality, I'm the only one who knows that she's actually the devil. I'm 6, and Florence is 4, and we have 3 cousins who live nearby who we're really close to. The oldest one is Maisie. She's close to my age. She's my partner in crime, my left-hand man. And then there are the twins, Carl and Rosa, who, like most twins, get along on absolutely nothing. They're each other's worst enemies until you challenge one of them, and then they're best friends. We are really close, the 5 of us. We're the sort of blood relatives where even if we weren't related, we'd still be best friends. We just have the added benefit of our parents being siblings, so we get to hang out at their house even more. So naturally, being us 5 and spanning the ages between 4 and 6, we decide to form a cult. Our cult is called Cousins Town Group. And because I am 6 and I am the oldest, I am the leader. Cousins Town Group is formatted like a town. Everybody has their own job. And like all towns, the leader of the town is naturally the president. That's me. The president has some very important jobs. For one, I get to manage the money, which is the special currency, which are marbles, but we call them stones. I get to keep all the stones in a big glass jar. And I get to give them out and take them away, decide who has how much money. I don't do taxes because I don't really understand enough math for that, but still, it's a lot of power. But my most important job as cult leader and president is that I get to control the sun. Whenever I feel like it, I get to say that it's nighttime, and everybody else has to lie down in their respective houses and close their eyes and go to sleep. And I get to keep my eyes open. And I get to wait and wait and wait just a little bit more until they're all getting fidgety. And then I say it's time to wake up and the sun rises and it's a new day because of me. There are other jobs in the town. My cousin Maisie, she runs the restaurant where you can buy such gourmet dishes as a doll's cup full of water or one single almond. My cousin Rosa has the bookshop, and Carl has a construction store where he builds things out of Legos and sells them. He's a bit of an entrepreneur. My sister Florence runs the pet shop, where she sells lions, tigers, bears, elephants, all very plush and very friendly, and you can buy any of them except for the stuffed animals that belong to her. Here's the thing. I start to get, even though I'm the president and I can make the sun rise and fall and I have all this power, I start to get a little bit bored. I want more power. So I decide I'm also going to be the doctor in this town. There's a very specific reason for this. Here's a bit of advice from me to you. If you are an aspiring cult leader and you want your followers to drink the Kool-Aid, it kind of helps if you can give it to them and tell them that it's medicine. So, one day, I get 5 plastic cups. I fill them all with water. I add a little bit of salt to each cup, maybe like 3 tablespoons per cup. I mix it all in, so you can't really see it, and then I call my loyal followers to me. And I say, listen, I'm the doctor. Here's your medicine. You all need to take it. At first they complain a little bit. They're like, what's in it? I'm like, do you even have to ask? Don't you trust me? Am I not your magnificent cult leader? And because I am, and they are my loyal followers, eventually, one by one, they drink the cups. And one by one, they gag and cough and choke. It is the most satisfying moment of my cult leader existence. Of course, until the police comes in the form of my very angry Aunt Sarah. She kind of busts up the party. So within this cult, I am the leader. Within Cousins Town Group, I am king and god all at once. But outside in the normal world, I'm actually a pretty quiet little girl. I'm very shy. I go to school, and whenever I try to say something, I open my mouth to speak, and I'm just like a guppy. Nothing really comes out. I'm the type of kid that you would call nice, but nice in the way that never really gets anything done. I'm not a leader. But within Cousins Town Group, I get to be the leader. When I'm 10 years old, my cousins go to Germany for a year. This is a big deal because we don't have phones, so we pretty much don't communicate with them for a whole year. So that summer, when we go to visit them in Berlin, it is the reunion of the century. We get to hear them speak German, which we don't understand, but we still think it's pretty cool. We get to see their cool apartment in Berlin. We get to go to the backyard with all of the plants we haven't seen and perform spells and enchantments with them. And of course, to celebrate this momentous occasion, we decide to hold a meeting of Cousins Town Group. So we set it all up. The only thing is, there's one problem. My cousin Carl is the only boy out of the rest of us girls. Which we never considered a big deal because, we're cool girls. But during the year in Germany, something's changed. The kids at school are teasing him a little bit about hanging out with so many girls, and his way to sort of rebel against that is to rebel against our authority, which, as you can guess, I am not a big fan of that idea. Carl is tired of being a construction worker or owning a shop. He wants to do something manly. He wants to be a thief. This is how we create the role of official town thief. Here's how it works. Every night when I make everyone go to sleep, Carl gets to go and steal one thing from everybody's house, and in the morning, he has to give it back. So you can probably guess this does not last very long. Carl is unsatisfied. He wants even more power. He decides he wants to be called leader and not me. Rosa, because they're twins and their minds run on sort of parallel tracks, also simultaneously decides that she wants to be called leader. Not together with him. They just both want to be called leader at the same time. They start saying that I'm a dictator, that I'm not fair, which I don't know how they would have gotten that idea. So a lesser dictator would have quelled this rebellion, but I am not a lesser dictator. I'm smarter than that. I know if you try and stop people from rebelling against you, they're more likely to do it. So instead, I say, okay, I don't mind, let's hold a democratic election. Here's what I know. There are 5 votes. I will vote for me. My cousin Maisie, my right-hand man, will vote for me. My sister Florence, who opposes me in everything else in this world, but for some reason is pretty loyal when it comes to this, will also vote for me. Carl will vote for Carl. Rosa will vote for Rosa. I win in a landslide. We cast the votes, it comes out just like that. Carl and Rosa still aren't satisfied. They say I rigged the election, which, yeah, but... So they again are insisting that they both want to be cult leader, not me. Again, I make the smart choice. I say, okay, I never really wanted to be cult leader. You can do it. Go ahead. The grand, simultaneous but separate reign of Carl and Rosa, cult leaders, lasts for about an hour. Within that time, a lot of things are broken, multiple people are crying, and generally it's chaos. And this is where I come in. I come back like an avenging angel, like their savior, and I say, listen, I really didn't want to do this, but if you really need my help, I will become cult leader again for you. And of course, they say yes. We're all growing up. It's getting a little easier for me in school now. I can talk more, I can raise my hand to answer a question, which is a pretty big deal for me. When I do group projects, I'm not the leader, but I can still have a bit of input. The others are growing up too, and slowly we decide that maybe we've outgrown Cousins Town Group. We have to let it come to its natural end. The night before our last cult meeting, I'm talking to my cousin Maisie. And I tell her something I've never told her before. I say, I know you think of me as confident and powerful, but I'm really not. Everywhere else, I'm really quiet and shy. I'm the sort of person nobody in their right mind would think was a leader and not a follower. And Maisie looks at me and she says, that's funny, because I've always thought of you as a leader. The next day, we hold our last meeting. We set up the shops and the houses. We sell and trade, bargain and barter. And when we're all getting a bit tired, I say, it's time for bed. Everybody lies down in their respective houses. Everybody closes their eyes. I keep my eyes open. I wait, and I wait just a little bit more. And then I say, it's time to wake up. Thank you.
Wow, she's hilarious. One, I hope that Eleanor, if you're watching that you write a book one day because I will read it.
She's the president, okay, of the cults.
Yeah, I know.
President Paula.
I mean, so great. I mean, there's so many aspects of that story that bring back memories of me growing up with my own family. Not the cult part specifically, but
Yeah.
a lot of and that last little part about talking to her cousin Maisie about how, I know that you think I'm a leader and I'm so confident, but I'm really not. It gets me emotional just because it reminds me a lot of my own experience growing up, and your family life and how you interact with them really is just so different than how you feel like you're being perceived and by the rest of the world. There's just a different comfort, and I can definitely, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. So it looked. Oh,
It
sorry.
looks like I was muted. I'm back. This is what I love about technology. We've gotten used to using Zooms and StreamYards and all of these. I think at this point, and it just shows how resilient we are as a people and how we can adapt to whatever conditions we are put under. We ought to be proud of ourselves. We're doing a really good job. We still are connecting. We as humans just cannot be without one another. We just cannot not connect. We have to in order for us to survive. And I'm just so proud of us, just in general, just our there's been a lot of negativity and a lot of butting heads, whether it is due to the politics or whether it's due to like the social ills, all sorts of things. Like we've just been under a lot of stress with COVID and the pandemic, but I feel that we have really come through and for ourselves, and we continue with the positivity. We continue to strive, and we continue to find ways to connect, even in this way, and be patient with one another. So yeah, everybody, just pat yourself on your back and say you're doing great. Okay. But now I think I'm gonna we are on to our next student, and she's amazing. She'll be playing guitar. I love her song, and I want you guys to all, again, I need you to be here and tell your friends that May is coming through right now with her skills on her guitar. So up next is May Valerio, Girl in Bookstore. Enjoy.
I saw her in the back of an old-used bookstore. Her eyes were the color of the coffee stains on the floor. Her hair was dark and rested on the collar of her shirt. Her smile was soft yet distant. To look at her
see her face again. 'Cause she's the type of girl that always makes me doubt. But she's the type of girl that people write songs about. She was beautiful. She was but now I'm shaking, tripping over my words, talking about the weather and the yada yada. Flash forward 20 something, going on 30 something, tangled up early morning sunrises. But then she left with him.
Just, whew, come
I
on.
know.
Come on. What's happening? Jeez.
Mesmerizing, right? That voice, it's gentle, but it's like it moves you, right? When she starts singing, you're just like, I think I have the emotions tonight. I keep wanting to cry.
I know, I know. I think we caught by surprise. I think
Yeah.
we caught by surprise. I mean, we weren't thinking they were going to be bad or anything like that, but we were just, okay, they just gonna put their best foot forward. Maybe that's what I can say. But then they put their entire body and forward, and their spirit forward, and their minds forward, and their hearts. They just put everything forward. I am I am thoroughly impressed. I couldn't help myself. I was singing at the back, a girl in bookstore, and I see that May loves records as well on her wall. There, I see she has a collection. Shout out to the collection, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, good background.
Yes. Shout out to that. I was harmonizing at the back. I didn't realize I was not muted, but it was just I couldn't help myself. Think I'm gonna create a job for myself there. I need to write my CV and send it to her, and be like, hey, I want to be your backup singer. Okay. Oh, these musicians have just been wonderful, and and there's something that's happening within me that's inspiring. It's inspiring from just hearing these kids just putting their hearts out here, and I think it's moved me in a way that I think I need to go back to them at some point and talk about what we can do,
I know. Yeah.
together, and pull them on my stage and see what we can do. Because I am I committing myself too much right now? I might be, but you know what? It's lovely. I am inspired. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now I think we are gonna move on ahead. Um, I believe that this is our last
Two more. I
band,
think
Friction.
Friction Farm
Friction
and
Farm,
last
and then
band. Yes. Yeah.
okay, yeah,
Mhm.
last band. This is our last band,
Yeah.
not the last performer here.
Right. Right. Yeah, you got it.
Yes. So I think now we are gonna go on straight to our wonderful, wonderful duo. They're called Friction Farm. Modern folk duo Friction Farm is a husband and wife team of traveling troubadours. Aidan Queen and Christine Stay combine storytelling, social commentary, and humor to create songs of everyday life, local heroes, and quirky conversations. Their lyrically rich, harmony driven songs earned them many accolades and awards with various festivals and songwriting contests. Friction Farm's latest CD, Evidence of Hope, which reached number 10 on the folk radio chart, was inspired by the collision of strong political polarity with personal kindness and intersection of fragility and breathtaking beauty. Mm. The couple frequently use books for inspiration and use songs to promote literacy. Wow, what a way. That is different. Okay. I love that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself back. I hope you're sipping on that tea or that coffee. Okay, no coffee at this time, but maybe tea. Um, we have two songs from Friction Farm. One is called Normal and There Will Always Be. Enjoy yourselves.
The Glass Castle is a memoir by Jeanette Walls, and it's a bit of a difficult read, hearing about her childhood. But in some ways, it's kind of comforting to know that other people, especially a successful author, have gone through things, dealt with them, and come out the other side. What if I'm not normal? What if I'm not built that way? All the stars align just right. One decides to stray. Is it always how it's written? Do the heavens get to choose? Would I get to win? And would I have to lose? Run, baby, run. Hide, baby, hide. Cover your tracks. Cover your eyes. 6 years old and turning red. Everyone can see the scars go so much deeper than the lines left on my knees. 9 o'clock on Friday. Everybody waits. But I am silent, 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 afraid to open up those gates. Run, baby, run. Hide, baby, hide. Cover your tracks. Cover your eyes. Run, baby, run. Hide, baby, hide. Cover your tracks. Cover your eyes. I am not my mother's daughter, not just my father's girl, but I can't escape their eyes and the way I see the world. From the shadows and the fringes, I catch a glimpse of hope, like flowers on a summer dress beneath the worn-out winter coat. Run, baby, run. Hide, baby, hide. Cover your tracks. Cover your eyes. Cover your tracks. Cover your eyes.
would still fight to speak her mind, to have a say in her own civil rights. When men declare her voice categorically dismissed, there will always be women who persist. There will always be women who persist. There will always be women who persist. My forefathers came by ship, together with their clan. Architects of their own dreams, was this part of the plan? For every thug who guards the gate with a raised, clenched fist, there will always be men who coexist. There will always be men who coexist. There will always be men who coexist. One misguided spark falls on tinder to ignite a raging fire growing much too big to fight. Malicious mobs may tattoo numbers on the wrists, but there will always be angels in our midst. There will always be angels in our midst. There will always be angels in our midst. Be a woman who persists, be a man who coexists. Be an angel, be an angel, be an angel in our midst. There will always be, 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 there will always be angels in our midst.
Wow. Wow.
So like soothing and comforting. That just made me want to like curl up. I felt so, I love that.
And
Angels in
tear
our
up,
midst.
right? Like
Yeah.
we are just moved on another level, like in a way that was just not expected. And I hope everyone who's listening and watching feels these emotions that we're feeling, feels these messages or these vibrations sent to us through this music by these folks here tonight. You know, there will always be women who persist. There will always be men who coexist. There will always be angels in our midst. I mean, like t-shirt right now. T-shirt right now, so we can be reminded all the time. You know, wow! Thank you so much, Friction Farm. That was beautiful. That was
Really
superb.
great. What a duo.
Moving.
I mean,
What a duo.
what a group. Yeah, thank you so much for participating and sharing your art with us tonight. I am very excited to introduce this next performer, who I believe is our final storyteller and performer of the evening, Leo Starbird. Leo is a creative writing student who will be reading a story titled Never Trust a Jersey, a story that explores themes of friendship, of loneliness, and rejection. It's one that actually might feel a bit familiar to many people like myself who remember navigating the muddy social waters of elementary school. So everybody enjoy.
Hi, my name is Leo Starbird, and I'll be reading a personal essay titled Never Trust a Jersey. In second grade, I met a boy named Jersey. We'll call him Jersey because he always wore one. How we met, I forget, but it had something to do with a particular Minecraft YouTuber. In pure Gen Z fashion, I grew up with a tablet I'd used to watch his videos. He was someone who made the littlest things tons of fun. I loved that about him. Jersey sat next to me in class, but I would also sit next to him at lunch, noticing he was alone. He would look up from his tray, then back when I did. Hey. His hi would be much quieter. It was quiet for a moment before I spoke up. What do you think of my jacket? I just got it yesterday. I've never worn leopard print before. I think I look a little funny, I said, gesturing to said jacket. The bold pink pattern was a sharp contrast to Jersey's orange jersey and gray sweatpants. Gray like his expression when he said, "It's a little weird, yeah. Cool though." Then he'd start poking at his dumpster pizza. I'd pull my face into something awkward, thinking somewhere deep. Okay then. Dan posted a new video yesterday. I didn't like the last mod he reviewed. Sandwiches in Minecraft are kind of pointless. But in the new one, he reviewed the morph mod, and I like that one better. You can make yourself look super silly, I said. Jersey looked at me then, stopped slouching. I like the sandwich one. I mean, the options for food were limited, so it's actually really cool. Plus, it just looks cool. And we keep talking about it until lunch would end, and I let him have the last word. They're not useless, it looks just as silly or cool or whatever. I thought it was normal. It's not like I had anyone else. Just like I'd find him alone at the lunch table, alone next to me in class. I was also alone. When the day ended, I would walk out of the classroom to the buses at the back of the school, alone. It was the casual pattern until the book fair came around the end of the year. I didn't participate much, that is something I can admit. The only time I did ask for books was because it was a con that didn't always work. If I did circle a book on the pamphlet, it was because it came with a key or keychain or figurine, like the Ever After High books that had plastic locks. That wasn't the goal this year, though. Usually my mom caught on and said no, but the book I wanted had no accessories. It was Dan's graphic novel. I had the evidence collected. I like him. It's like a comic book, so I don't have to read words, and, you don't have to, I just thought I'd ask, I said, falling short. The deeper voice spoke again. A little book isn't gonna put them in debt. But I kept my head down, hands folded. She was good at noticing my insecurities and told me, of course we can get it. So I did, and it was everything. The day was winding down per schedule, crowds at the door. Jersey had been extra quiet that day, but I didn't notice. How could I when I was daydreaming about the moment I'd have the book in my hands? I skimmed through the first page in my seat. It had a message from Dan himself, and what the book had meant to him. In blue ink, a letter to his fans telling them what a journey it had been so far. A thank you. I read it with one of the biggest grins of my life, but my hands itched to flip slower than they did. Then Jersey walked in. His face was looking down at his own copy of Dan's book, with the same kind of fascination a person has for a gift they don't love, but like. Still, I walked over to him ready to talk like we always did, abundantly about that one subject. But as I began, he stopped me with a hard look. Jersey? I said, confused by the sudden chill. We have to talk, he just said. Leave me alone, he just said again, moving to his seat to put his book away. But we're friends, I said. And his last words were, "We were never friends. You were too clingy." I didn't smile on any part of the bus ride home. I held the book in my arms, just held it as I stared out the bus window, having a one-sided conversation with my deeper voice, my consciousness, my reason, my dying strength. No, stop. You weren't too clingy. You weren't, okay? You only had him, and it made sense. It went on and I tuned it out. Didn't lift my head till I got home to say my day was okay, excusing myself to read my book. I didn't want to acknowledge the fact that I had no one at school then, that despite the little bit of hope I might have had, I'd been thrown away like I was nothing to him. And I loved the book so much, it made me cry. Thank you.
Wow.
I
I never
know.
trusted jerseys anyway, you know. I'll always go with my other coats.
I
Wow.
I know. I love that story. It kind of like Eleanor's really hits home in a lot of ways, and it's
Yes.
just I know I think we're gonna have Leo on our panel, so maybe we can get him to talk
Tell
a
us
little bit more
more.
about it. But it's
Yes.
just
Mm.
yeah, it's a powerful story for me, like in a lot of ways. It's as a second grade elementary teacher and just remembering so vividly some of those experiences with friendships and with your family. And life is complicated at that age, and people don't talk about that a lot, that your feelings are just so big.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that goes on that really shapes the rest of your life. And so I feel like Leo just touched on a lot of that. And yeah, we really appreciate you sharing your work with us tonight.
Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your bravery. You know, all of
Mhm.
you, I must say, all of you have been brave. It is not easy to share yourself with the world. It's not easy to share your thoughts, your innermost deep feelings. So I want you guys to live here knowing that, first of all, you need to be proud of yourselves, and also know that we truly and deeply appreciate what you have done and your efforts in writing these songs and these stories and then presenting them. So I just wanted to let you know that we really truly appreciate you from a deep place. So I think we are gonna have our little discussion now. We are
Mhm.
drawing it to a close, right? We're drawing it to a
Mhm.
close, and we would like to call on our panelists, and the students will be joining us. And if anyone here on the chat as well wants to ask one of our panels a question, please feel free to type it in, and Shelly will catch it.
I'll try.
Will catch it and put it out there. Well, Dan will catch it, and then we can read it for you. But
Yes.
we want to have a little chat and just find out more about the pieces that you have selected for tonight, and just get to know you a little bit better and your work a little bit more. So yes, so where is who's joining us tonight? Who's joining us at? Well, is everyone joining us? I hope so. I
Let's
want,
see.
yeah, I want to see everybody popping on the screen anytime now, and just coming on and joining us. How do you feel, Shelly? I feel really good. I feel good about all these songs that were sang today. I feel really good about all these stories that were told here today. I'm so inspired. Okay, all of this made me make commitments that I didn't think I was gonna make.
I feel good.
All
I
of this,
honestly wish there was more. I'm actually looking forward now to doing something like this again
more.
with ECA and with
Okay.
other programs that might be
Right.
similar. I mean, it
Right.
really is inspiring. And I
Right.
see that we actually have Leo here. I think that Leo is
Hey!
muted, but
Yes.
we
Never
can,
trusted Jersey.
yeah.
Goodness.
Hi,
Hi.
Leo. Thank
Hi.
you for joining us tonight.
Appreciate it.
I'm glad
Yeah.
to be here.
All right, and then
Happy.
I think that we
You will
have
tell us?
Karina also popping in just a moment. There she is.
Yes.
Hi,
Yes.
Karina. Thank you for joining us as well.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, you guys. Oh my goodness. Tell me that you are proud of yourselves. Just tell me that before we go anywhere. Tell me you're proud of yourselves. Have you guys done anything like this before?
Yeah, with like ECA, we've had like the opportunity to like perform our songs, which is kind of like the first for me. And like I just really enjoy all these experiences.
Wow, I love this. I love this so much. Wow. And Leo, you also have performed at school, I suppose,
Uh,
with music, the creative.
uh, I I performed live. Yeah. I guess I am more used to virtual performances because my freshman year was in COVID. So,
Oh,
uh, but yeah, it's not my first time either. Still, not always easy though.
yeah, that's true. No, that's true. Every time you constantly have to, draw your strength and just be brave. And then at every stage, at every platform, or every place you perform at, it's always different, and you never know how it's gonna land on people's ears as well. So you constantly have to be brave. Leo, while we wait for others to join us, I am very curious about your story. Like, what made you choose that particular story?
Sure. Well, we had to choose themes. And I remember, during like the first week of uh writing these, I kind of chose the theme around friendships. I want to say, because I knew that I could draw a lot from that. I've had a lot of weird experiences like that, which don't always make me the most trusting person. So I figured it'd be a good place to explore some of the reasons why I'm not a very trusting teenager.
It's a great story. As I mentioned, it really brought me back to a lot of experiences with children. That yeah, it's people. People sometimes forget that these experiences really impact you for the rest of your life. And your story was so deeply personal. I felt like I was there. I felt like I was in second grade with you, talking to Jersey. So really, really powerful, moving stuff. And what grade are you in, Leo? What year are you now?
I'm a sophomore.
You're a sophomore. Okay, great. Do you plan to pursue writing in the future, do you think? Is that something that you envision for yourself?
Not necessarily, although college wise, I am looking into a lot of art colleges, so like not so much literary art, but more just physical art. Specifically stuff like I'm really interested in animation and cartooning. It's called sometimes, but those two things. And uh, those are not writing, but um, I I plan to take a lot of what I learned in the writing department in Nisei into the more animation and cartooning world because I think um, storytelling and art really go hand in hand there, and that's something I really see myself doing in the future because it's what I really like.
I agree.
Um,
I
that is
totally
great.
agree. That is so brilliant. Um, I was curious as well to know. I know we don't have a lot of time, and I don't like rushing through these things because I'm so curious with everybody, and I know that maybe we're a little bit past the time, but you know what? We don't care because you
Yeah.
guys are just so great.
Yeah.
You guys are just so great. Don't tell people that I said that. But I wanted to know Karina as well, why she chose her piece, and do you always perform with Alisa? Did I say your name right? Yeah, Alisa.
Yeah, so my piece, me and Alyssa are really good friends at ECA,
Mhm.
and she's really good on the cello. And with this piece, I was sending it in. I'm a senior, so I was sending it in for like college auditions and stuff. And I could really just hear it with the piano, my voice, and the cello. So we worked it out and we played it. And it just like, I was like smiling the whole time I was performing. We had to take it a couple times because of that. But it was just really fun to like collaborate for the first time with another person because of COVID and everything. This was the first time doing anything like that for me. And then music wise for the song, I really just was like getting inspiration from like family, friends, and like people we knew, like kind of all throughout the pandemic. We were hearing and like hearing from close friends and stuff, people going through like divorces and stuff, and families like I babysat for. And it was really just like I was just kind of taking it all in, thinking about it. And I just sat at the piano one night and I wrote this song, kind of just telling this like love story of like people being so happy. And then at the chorus, kind of realizing that like what happened, like where did we go wrong? And then at the end when it repeats like, is this still love, is this still love, you're kind of like doubting yourself and like questioning everything that happened. So I really just got like my inspiration from everything that was happening and kind of being like a voice to those people.
Wow.
It was, thank you for sharing that. I mean, it was such a beautiful piece. You have an incredible talent. And I mean, I can't even imagine being an admissions officer and not wanting to enroll you in every program. But I actually, that, you know, that brings me to my question similar to Leo. I know that at the beginning, Amy had said that all of the music students that were seniors joining us tonight were planning to pursue music in the future in college. So what is your next step right now? How do you see music fitting in with your college experience?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm actually going with my dad to look at Belmont in Nashville. I'm looking, I kind of looked and applied to a bunch of different schools for music, but I'm looking to go for like music producing, music technology, music business, music industry. The schools I applied to kind of varied in what courses they offered. So it kind of depended on the school and what they had for music for me to apply. But yeah.
Is Belmont one of your top choices? I'm from Tennessee, so you know.
Oh,
I
really?
love, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see after I visit. I don't really have a top, but I'm just looking forward to seeing it in all of the schools.
Yeah, it's Nashville's a really cool, very fun town, very different than up here, but
Yeah.
obviously I don't have to explain like how great of a community it is in terms of like the music community. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. We're excited to find out more. We're gonna have to follow up with everybody at ECA to find out what everybody ends up doing after this. I'm so curious.
Yeah.
And then now I think that our tech guy, Dan, was asking us, I think that this might be a good opportunity to go ahead. Oh, there we go. And start bringing on some of the adult performers. So Trina and Leo, if you end up having any questions for any of the other performers tonight, feel free to share those as well. Hi, Paula. Hi, Friction Farm.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Bravo.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you for joining
Bravo.
us.
Yes. Thank you for taking the time and also sharing a gift with us here at City Folk and being part of this program where you are not only, sharing your talents, but then you have these young, inspired artists that can see you guys on a move, you doing touring and producing album after album, and also not just any kind of music, but music that inspires. That I'm moved, I'm inspired. So thank you so much to all of you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
It was so amazing to hear their work.
Yes.
I mean, the stories and the songs, just unbelievable. And like you, I don't know what I expected. I expected it to be good, but I didn't expect it to be this good.
That's good.
Right?
I know, look out, world. Like,
Gotta agree.
This is it.
Wow. So I'm going to go in because I know we are also tight with time, and because it's just been so fun. When you're having fun, who cares about time really? But I really would like to know from both bands, what drives your music to be what it is, today. I'm really curious, and both of you can answer in your own time, even if it's just a little bit. But I would like to hear from both of you.
Yeah, I mean, I can jump in. I think of myself as a storyteller even more so than a musician, and so the challenge for me is to ensure as best I can the melody, the instrumentation, the singing, my voice even, none of that gets in the way of telling the story. And, ideally, it's all designed to further the storytelling. Both songs you heard this evening are stories. And the first one, King Brewster, is a story about my ancestor who was enslaved. His father was the slave owner. His mother was enslaved, and he was enslaved property. And I only learned of him during the pandemic. And so I was writing King Brewster shortly after the murder of George Floyd, and could not escape the un the throughput line between my ancestors' story and what was unfolding in the United States in real time. The second story, Edith's Coming Home. Edith, the protagonist, was a very strong and talented Black woman until near end of life. She was afflicted by Alzheimer's. And so that song is about her journey. And hopefully I accomplished, and we accomplished as a band, what I was talking about, that you were able to receive those stories, and the instrumentation, melody, and whatnot didn't get in the way, but in fact, furthered your ability to receive the stories.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that explanation. You're such a, a noteworthy storyteller. I noticed it from the first song. I was like, okay, we have a storyteller here through music. So thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot.
You bet.
The same question to Friction Farm, and like I said before, I do apologize that we had too much fun, and when artists have too much fun, they don't really mind the time. So we're gonna try to squeeze
We
it
talk
out
too
in.
much.
All right. Well, I'll try to give you a short answer. So for me, the world is a very complicated place, and it's hard to understand, and it's hard for me to know how I feel about things that are going on. And the idea of processing that through a song, it's a limited amount of time, and it forces me to process what I'm feeling, I'm thinking, and distill it down to the really important stuff. And so for me, writing is just a tool to help me face what's going on in the world and then share that back with other people.
Wow. Thank you for your protest. Thank you for calling out those in power, and also encouraging us to reach deep in our humanity, because that we definitely need. We forget all the time, and we need people like yourselves to remind us through song that we are still human, and that we are love, born out of love. And thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I don't know if Shirley has a question, but you can let me know. Otherwise, I am ready to draw it to a close. And please, I would love for you, before you go, tell people how they can follow you, so that if they have any questions, they can always go back and ask you on your DMs and check more of you. Please tell us, how do we follow you? How do we get to know you more?
Well, I can go first really quickly. Our website is paulaboggsband.net. We're all over social media, any of the social media platforms under Paula Boggs Band, at Paula Boggs Band. Check us out.
Absolutely.
We will.
Cool.
So we're at frictionfarm.com. I think So we're at frictionfarm.com, and if there's any of the other social medias, pretty sure we're the only Friction Farm out there. So
I think
just
so.
type those
Fairly
letters
sure,
in and
yeah.
you'll find us.
That's right. We will definitely find you. Anyone touring at this point in time? No? Yes?
Yeah,
Yeah, a
we're
little bit.
touring.
A little bit. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. So everybody, please follow these wonderful musicians, these wonderful bands, and just learn about them a little bit more. And we need music like this. We need to consume music that makes sense like this in our lives in order for us to be uplifted. So yeah, same here. Since I was here as a guest artist as well, you can follow me on at Thabisa Music. All my handles are at Thabisa Music, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as well. Or you can just subscribe to thabisamusic.com for the newsletters and everything. Shelly, do you want people to follow you as well?
I'm okay.
I don't know if the students want to be followed, but do you?
I'm all right. I appreciate you asking. I'm one of those people that's like going on sort of a social media hiatus. You know, I gotta like, sometimes I have to cleanse a little bit. But I definitely think I'm gonna get back on and I'm gonna follow all of you. All right. I said that.
Definitely. I will too.
I'm definitely going to be tuning in for these tours though coming up. And I know that Thabisa, you said that you're working on your tour, right?
Yes. I want to talk to the rest of the musicians offline as well and find and learn some tips. You know, we constantly learning, you know, Leo and Karina as well. We don't always know everything. So even as I consider myself a musician who knows a thing or two, but I always have to go to my colleagues and ask, how did you do that? How do I do it? You know, how do I make it work as well? And just sharing of information and resources as well. I'll be DMing you guys first to ask more about how I can make my tour a tour. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. And before we go, I just wanted to make our last thank yous. Thank you again to our participants, to our participating artists and ACEs, ECA educators and students. We can't thank you all enough for your wonderful contributions and collaborative spirit. And shout out to Patrick Dalton of Sans Serif Studios for his expertise on optimizing these videos and in working with our man here, Dan, our board member as well, Dan McGurk, on this program. And we would also like to send appreciation to our partnering organizations who helped spread the word. These include ACES, Educational Center for the Arts, Arts Council of Greater New Haven, New Haven Public Schools, New Haven Promise, our artists who shared on their stories and newsletters. You rock. I know, because I follow you guys already, and I've seen you share on statuses and all of that. That actually matters. So thank you so much. And finally, thanks to our program planning group, which includes Shelly here. Thank you, Shelly. You are the best. You are the best co-host. Thank you so much. You're quick on your feet. I appreciate that a lot. And I want to also thank Dan McGurk again for being behind the scenes. All these letters that are coming, these words coming up and popping up, it's all him. And yes, the mastermind behind getting us all here together doing this.
How does it all work?
Bravo to you. And other board and staff who contributed their time and efforts in and efforts. It includes Nicole Harriet Mikula, Amy Myers, Daniel Thompson, Anna Glisson, and other members of City Folks Community Engagement Team. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram at City Folk and on Facebook as well. Well, actually on Instagram, it is at City_Folk. Thank you so much. And then Facebook is City, www.facebook.com//cityfolk. I'm going to get so much information so quickly because I know we're out of time and I want to respect our your boundary, the time boundary. So I apologize for that deeply. So thank you so much. We love you all. Cheers. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
I can't wait for all of the live music. Yeah.
Thanks much.
And thank you to our students. I can't wait to find out what you do next. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Night.
Thank you.